Glad to have you on another fascinating edition of Hello Africa. I am Nita, and we bring you amazing packages on the show, ranging from information, education, and of course, entertainment. And I'm not doing the show alone. It's a Wednesday morning, and I've got Faith here with me. How you doing?
I'm fine. Hello, good morning. My name is Favor Aya, but I like to be called Favorite. Welcome to Hello Africa, brought to you by Black Drum TV. We'll just dive to our stories, our top stories. The first one says, Mozambique, sigh of relief following troops retake of key port towns. Well.
Interesting.
This is very interesting. A couple of days back, we treated the situation of Mozambique going through a phase by Islamic rebels and all that.
Yeah.
So over a couple of days, the Rwandan strong 1,000 troop that was sent down to Mozambique have proven their efforts by being able to secure peace in a couple of communities or cities in Mozambique, and we got lots of comments from citizens who also said they really don't understand.
They don't understand why they are being attacked.
Yeah, why they are being attacked and what exactly the crisis is based on what the crisis are about. But then, of course, peace has been restored to a couple of cities or communities.
Awesome
and
news.
It shows that it's growing. These guys are going to do more work even before more troops are sent. It's really an amazing progress.
A great one.
Yeah.
Okay, and the next one says Morocco opens smart vaccination center. Okay, due to the COVID-19, they
outbreak.
They had to come up with different technology that can ease, and also hasten and speed up whatever it is they're doing as touching, vaccinating the people and making sure they're safe. And this time around, they have a device, that you can use your phone and just connect it to the QR code, which is fascinating.
Yeah, very fast, and it makes the work easy. The target is to be able to cover at least 300 to 4,000 persons being vaccinated daily. It's a good move. I wish we could also make such progress right here, because the cases are fast spreading, and because of Delta variants, if actions as this are taken, it will be able to curb the situations. We do hope that more actions are also taken, of course.
Okay, and the next one says second phase of COVID-19 vaccination commenced in August 6th, says federal government of Nigeria.
16th.
Yeah, 16th, I beg your pardon, of August, okay? And this happens to be a situation where I remember the first phase when it came in, they said it was for the medical team and, caregivers. But this time around, it's going to be available for everyone. Is that like a way forward for Nigeria?
Yeah, it's a way forward, judging the fact that they put a pause on it before. And for now, we have multiple products. They said the United States donated 4.8 million doses of the vaccine. So it will go a long way. We do hope that this time around, once they begin the vaccination again, people will be able to have access to it, because I think earlier it wasn't so easy prior to this time. But we do hope that this people will have access to it now and be able to get vaccinated
and be safe.
Yeah, be safe.
Okay. This one is such an interesting one. It says Nigeria needs competent leader in 2023. Age or region is unimportant, says CAN chairman in Kaduna State.
Oh, wow. Interesting. So I went through the story, and, for me, I feel the religious sector and politics has been working hand in hand in the last couple of years, because if we remember from updates we used to have from previous years' election, lately it proved that you could tell some very prominent religious leaders coming out to give out their support to the current head of state and other leaders, both at local levels, at state levels, and then at the presidential level. So this time I think it's okay for him to come out and urge people to make statements. In his statement with the press, he also said he wanted people to not look at the age, judging the fact that some persons have been saying we want to
have
a younger people have been saying we want a younger leader and we want to see what the young folks have to offer. But then he said
competence.
Regardless the age and the region, he just wants people, or we should just look out for people who would bring peace and unity to the country, be able to hold everyone together.
Progress.
Yeah, progress.
And progress. People who are not selfish. Okay, people who have the masses at heart. Okay, and moving on, we have this. Surrender before we get to you. Army chief wants insurgents in Maiduguri. And it happens when they had this parade thing. And he had to, you know, talk to, he called out criminals. Insurgency in Borno has been ongoing for years now. And he just said, you know what, some people are surrendering right now, so you just lay down your arms if you want peace, or we're going to get you. I think that's a good way to, you know,
I agree with you. Basically. I think it's a good move for the forces, for them to give us the assurance. We hope that this time around they are able to keep their word.
We really hope it's not just going to be a saying thing and, you know, not a doing thing. We pray for peace too, because he said he's very keen about the peace of Nigeria. And this one that is breaking the internet is about a pastor accused of marrying church member's wife in Rivers State.
Okay, so this news is very funny. I don't know why.
Is it funny?
I find annoying. It very, no. I find it very funny because
I find it very
because he clearly stated he's financially obligated to this church, which means the pastor of this church happens to be his pastor for some years now. And for you to say you're financially obligated to someone, which means you devote your time, your spirituality, and everything.
There was a kind of relationship between the man and the pastor.
So they must have had things going well. But then, if he said his wife left him for some months after she bagged an appointment.
Without divorcing him. That's the part. Because if she had divorced him, I wouldn't have a problem with it. Because, hey, maybe it didn't work out with her husband and she needs to move on. But you didn't divorce your man. You just left and went ahead to marry your pastor.
You know, he didn't say they had any quarrels or there was any misunderstanding.
She just disappeared.
So she just disappeared after bagging an appointment. So it would look like maybe a cowardice kind of character. Maybe you just want to go have things your way now that things are good. But, I mean, look at the other side of the story. Now you left and you're taking a stand with the pastor. I don't know how a pastor finds it comfortable to get married to someone's wife.
I don't really know. When we return from the break, we'll still be talking about that, because I would like you to share your thoughts, okay? Reach out to us on the link on the description. This is Hello Africa. We'll be right back.
Blackdrum TV brings to you a show to educate homeowners and prospective buyers on the treacherous terrain of real estate. New deals and opportunities are highlighted on every show. For inquiries and partnership, contact marketing 0808-110-5907, or you can send an email to marketing@blackdrum.tv. For my life, I go This show showcases interesting and cultural African parties from around the world. Come closer and experience the music, fashion, and the food that makes every party special. Showing weekly on Blackdrum TV. For inquiries and partnership, contact marketing 0808-110-5907. You can send an email to marketing@blackdrum.tv.
Hello, welcome back. Of course, it's Hello Africa, brought to you by Blackdrum TV. And of course, it's your boy, Feyvyrit favorite. Like, I don't know. I like to get unofficial. Okay, with me on the show is...
It's still your homegirl, Nita, a.k.a. African Opera, and we're still diving into the top story. And this is like the breaking one right now, because I'm just thinking to myself, okay, you're married to this man for 12 whole years.
Yeah.
Even if there was misunderstanding, you talk about it. Okay, it's not working. I need to go, move on with my life. Grant me, access to be divorced or something.
Especially because they have children.
They even have kids.
2 kids, yeah.
She left with the kids, or she abandoned them?
She left with the kids. She left with the kids. So my point is, if she left with the kids and the pastor welcomed her, I mean, what do you teach? If you are able to accept someone who has children for another member of your church, how do you expect your congregation?
This is really daring, because I'm just looking at the pastor and I'm like, I don't want to judge, but at the same time, did you ask a question?
But he was
confronted. Know this man. Had it been maybe the lady just came and he likes her and he had no idea she was married, I would say he's not at fault. But you know this man one-on-one. What got into you? And you used the word, the Holy Spirit. And I said,
he said
that word has been bastardized.
He was confronted that his actions were... his actions were questioned, and he said it was the Holy Spirit that
led him,
demanded that he showed him that is his wife.
Okay.
So I think at this point, this is where we'll leave the story.
Let's just draw the curtain from here. Okay, let's move on.
Okay, so this one says...
Man finds drug in food packages given to him to deliver in Dubai.
This is another very interesting story, as... I find it very the cases of drug trafficking, has been really questioning.
Skyrocketed.
Yes, so lots of actions have been taken, and this one, it was a narrow escape for him. Imagine he didn't really go through, so he didn't make the travel, and then he had to go through the products. Well, someone gave him these products to deliver, and whilst they were going through the products, they saw a cracker. I think that's what they call it. Something they use to crush weed, some very hardcore drug and stuff. And then he was made to go through the other products. He was forced by seeing this. I think his colleague told him, let's just see what we have in this product so that we do not run or get into any trouble. And by the time they opened the first product, they saw the drug, and they were forced to open all the products. And in every product that they were meant to travel with, they saw hardcore drugs in them. This would have put his life, in fact, to an end.
Okay, let me educate, or let me expatiate on this whole thing. When you go to the airport with your luggage, the authorities will ask you, does this luggage belong to you? You say yes. So even if an exhibit or anything is found there,
on you,
you don't have any say. It takes the grace of God for you to be able to escape that, because you've already owned up to say this is your belongings. You understand? And at the end of the day, the person will just be in jail for committing no crime at all. So we have to be very careful.
And oftentimes it's better you let people just send things via cargo. That's why we have cargo planes and all those deliveries. If someone really has to send some very vital products outside the country, I think it's best they just do it via cargo, so that you don't become responsible for whatever they were to deliver. Imagine this was. Imagine he was caught with this. It would have been.
He'll be thrown in jail, and the keys will be,
a different ball game entirely. So let's hope. So next up, our next story says, being a Christian in the music industry is not easy. DJ Cuppy cries out. Okay, so DJ Cuppy happens to be the daughter of the billionaire Otedola. Now, she has, for a musical artist to live as a Christian I can't say, because religion isn't something I make the calls for. Everyone has their rights and their rights to worship. But then, for you, I don't really think it's a difficult thing Because you choose your
style
priorities,
of music as well.
Your style of music, you have the right to say you want to be a gospel artist, which
or
automatically, or a secular artist, which automatically draws you to God. But who am I? I'm just reading the comments from what we get on the news. So she says, being a Christian in the music industry seems like it's not easy. But I must say, you have your morals.
Yeah, she does.
And if your morals are right, of course, you know what is good and what is bad. So she said this, and you know, she made a comment on Instagram. Yeah, a direct relationship. Yeah, I agree with you.
Okay, let's move on. And this happens to be 2 Lekki big boys forfeit 3 mansions, 2 luxury cars, and 200 million naira cash to federal government. When I saw this forfeit, I'm like, okay, did they just call them? Okay, you guys, we want to give it out. Well, you said a different thing, so.
Yes, yes. So, no. I mean, the EFCC, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, found out that these guys were fraudsters. And so they withheld these properties, and they were able
hush puppy story.
No, they are not. They are far from it. They are not there yet. They are just.
They're still learning.
No, let's call them low-budget hush puppies. That's the best way. Because I mean, what's in just 3 houses?
Just 200 million.
200 million. That's naira.
That's an insult to hush.
Yeah, that's an insult to hush. So they were probed and they were given jail terms. They were found guilty on. Of the cases they were accused of, and of course they were meant to serve certain jail terms, but they were also granted bail. Of course, one of them was for 3 million naira and the other was for 1 million naira. I mean, if I was still 200 million and you grant me bail of 1 million naira,
crime continues, you know.
Crime continues. Yeah, that's exactly. I don't know. I don't understand how this works, but like we do here, we just go through the comments and we just see the news. But really, I mean, 3 million naira bail, 1 million naira. That's
and somebody has 200 million, and you can't even say if they have other hidden cash somewhere.
You know, they must have carried out their investigations probably and found out this is what these guys are worth, and they would have probably said, okay, for this crime, this is what, and it could be just one crime or something. That's why it's not so aggravating. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and this one is breaking my heart. I'm a Nigerian, and Ghanaian passport holders now to travel to UAE without visa, guys. Nigerian president, did you hear this? Please look into this. So we too can travel to Dubai, America, Canada, wherever without visa.
Without having to look for visas, right?
Because we know how many people, you know, they've been denied visa from time to time.
Well, let's just pray that the opportunity comes to our doorsteps, just as it has hit Ghana now.
I mean...
Or you could as well just become a Ghanaian.
Okay, yes. Maybe I'll marry a Ghanaian. Okay, so don't mind me. Bired says life hasn't always been rosy despite coming from a wealthy background. And he happens to be Davido's cousin.
Yes. You know, being the child or being from a lineage of billionaires, I mean, you should be able to... You were born with a silver spoon. I don't know.
With a golden spoon.
Oh, golden spoon. Okay, no problem. Whatever spoon you were born
with. Sometimes diamond.
Whatever spoon you were born with, we know you were born into wealth. But now he says some 12, 13, 15 years back, life wasn't easy as he thought. So I don't know if I was born into that kind of family and some years back, time flies. Yeah. It could be that during the time, things were just smooth. But then... Like right now, I don't know, maybe because things are all buzzing and super, lavishing. The life is just amazing for them right now. So it was something different some 12 years back, and that's what he's talking about.
Interesting. Not such a good one. Our heart goes out to our darling singer, Waje, as she announced the loss of her dad, who passed on
sadly.
Tuesday. Tuesday? That was yesterday.
Yeah, sadly.
Really sad.
I mean, very sad. But then she says she's
daddy's girl.
Yeah, she says she wants her dad. A girl wants her. According to her statement, her post on Instagram, she said a girl wants her father. A girl wants to be loved by her father. Wants to be cared for by her dad. And of course, she finally said, "Rest on, father." So, I mean, may his soul rest in peace.
Amen. Yeah. And if you're grieving too, we reach out to you and we pray that God will grant you the fortitude. Yeah, let me use this opportunity to reach out to my friend who happens to be a wonderful blogger, Pink Republic. She lost her mom on Sunday morning, such a sad one. Our heart goes out to you. I'm sending you hugs, okay, and I pray that you'll be able to bear the loss. Okay, we'll take a quick break, and when we return, it will be time for Big Brother updates.
Get the scoop on the latest trend in the auto industry. Every show brings our viewers the opportunity to cash in on flash sales from car dealers. View thousands of cars with stunning visuals and detailed information in order to make that big decision about your next automobile. For inquiries and partnership, contact marketing 0808-110-5907, or you can send an email to marketing@blackdrum.tv. We live in a confusing world and audiences need guardians on burning issues. Men of God give biblical interpretations to life's quandaries in every discussion. Grab a seat and let the Bible guide your thoughts. For inquiries and partnership, contact marketing 0808-110-5907, or you can send an email to marketing@blackdrum.tv.
Welcome back. Of course, it's still Hello Africa, brought to you by Black Drum TV. My name is Favor Aya, but I like to be called Favorite. Of course, with me on the show today is...
It's still your homegirl, Nita.
Beautiful, Nita. Yeah, so we've been bringing you updates from news all over the world, and we just wrapped up with the top stories. Moving on, we bring you BB Naija update, which happens to be the buzzing reality TV description. And then drop your comments, we'll just treat them. This one says Big Brother Naija 2021 housemates eviction nomination. This happens to be the second eviction nomination on the show. And the people up for eviction are Irene, Emmanuel, Nini, Princess, Sasuke, Tega, and I think that's all. But this is too much. 6 persons up for eviction.
But maybe 3 will be going home, obviously.
Yeah, because last week 3 persons left. Yes. Sadly, 3 persons left, and we just hope Big Brother doesn't bring another group of 3 persons this week.
Maybe there'll be fake housemates this time around.
How sure are you?
I'm not
you are
so
not Big
sure.
Brother. You're not so sure. Thank you.
Okay, moving on. Can social media forgive JMK?
Yes. Now I like this story. You know, so when you open your mouth to talk about people, just remember that. You know what they say about the hands of time, right? It would always turn around. So this time it turned back to JMK. JMK also tweeted a couple of years back.
Shading other housemates back
Yeah,
to
shading
back.
other housemates. I mean, she reached out to Tasha. She did the same to Lekki from the previous house. And to think all of this was to Big Brother housemates, and she had plans of coming on the show. So when you were doing all of this, I'm sure you had plans of coming. Now you're wearing the shoes and you have a taste of what it felt like to dash out on people. Because people have been coming out to her on Twitter saying, Madam, what's all this? You know, people, and you know, social media never lies. People just went all the way back and brought out all the comments. Wow.
Social media never forgets. That's why
forgets.
we have to be very careful what we put out there. I remember it even goes down to, the embassy.
Yeah.
You're trying to travel and they go check your social media. If they see anything incriminating or that does not really sit well with them, you'll be denied immediately. That's what's up. So we should be very, very careful what we put out there. Okay, moving on. Evicted housemate Yerins begins his media tour. Interesting
one. Yeah, not letting back or setting back his morals, because I'm sure he must have felt somehow that I think he saw the video where he was crying. It was so painful, right?
It's normal to cry. You're emotional, so it's okay.
I wouldn't
and
cry.
I think sometimes Nigerians even like that because before you know it, they will just open some account for him and start making donations. Nigerians are very, very kind.
Everything is once. That's why I want to be in this big. Let's
go next.
Because
next one.
You know they can just shock you. Even as he was just there for a couple of days. Eventually, his fans might just buy him a car.
Yeah.
Because they can't do anything.
They can't do anything.
Please,
but get him a mansion.
My fans out there.
Get him a wife as well.
My birthday is coming up. In case.
That's true.
Yeah, don't worry.
Happy
Don't
birthday
shout.
in
Don't
advance.
shout.
No, I'm not going to say
No, just
that.
contact my fans. They are making plans. Contact them. Join them in their plans. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No qualms. All right. Moving on. I really want my verified page back. Beatrice cries out. Yeah, I'm crying out with her too because it's really sad.
I don't know.
What happened? Was the account reported?
They verify my account,
and
my account disappears, I will disappear with the accounts. You people won't see me. It takes a lot to get an account verified, and then eventually. But the way people worship this verification thing these days is something else. Maybe because I'm not verified, I don't know how it feels. But I mean, if you were to have a verified account, you have struggled so far, so hard, and then now something goes wrong. You won't understand. You're far from being verified, so don't worry.
Whoa, shade on
no.
Wednesday.
Moving
You
on.
guys, mark his word. Okay. And this is Pere reveals how Maria uses him to cruise. One minute they are dating together. Another minute they are saying they are not interested in each other. Another minute.
I think the problem is Maria. Ladies have so many difficulties. I don't know why. Today they're here, tomorrow they are here, next tomorrow they are here. Because you've kissed this guy already.
Not too far. Don't go too far because Maria from the onset told us that she's going to make all the guys fall in love with her. So please do not slaughter Maria. So she's just playing her game. She's playing her game. She already told us what to expect.
So would she?
So we should not be in shock if she moves from this guy now to white money or to the other guy.
She shouldn't cross white money, please. There's a whole lot of army coming for you. White money is like buzzing. He's everybody's favorite right now. I don't understand.
He's a drama king. We love him. Did you see his gym
session?
Speak for
yourself. Speak for yourself. Say you love him. I can't love him. I cannot love a man.
Because we live in Nigeria, you can't say you love your brother.
No, I think I'm okay with him.
He's a brother, man.
Don't use the word. Well. That is it for the BB Niger updates. We'll take a quick break, of course. When we get back, we bring you sport updates. Stay with us.
We live in a confusing world and audiences need guardians on burning issues. Men of God give biblical interpretations to life's quandaries in every discussion. Grab a seat and let the Bible guide your thoughts. For inquiries and partnership, contact marketing 0808-110-5907 or you can send an email to marketing@blackdrum.tv. The scoop on the latest trend in the auto industry. Every show brings our viewers the opportunity to cash in on flash sales from car dealers. View thousands of cars with stunning visuals and detailed information in order to make that big decision about your next automobile. For inquiries and partnership, contact marketing 0808-110-5907 or you can send an email to marketing@blackdrum.tv. TV brings to you a show to educate homeowners and prospective buyers on the treacherous terrain of real estate. New deals and opportunities are highlighted on every show. For inquiries and partnership, contact marketing 0808-110-5907 or you can send an email to marketing@blackdrum.tv. We live in a confusing world and audiences need guardians on burning issues. Men of God give biblical interpretations to life's quandaries in every discussion. grab a seat, and let the Bible guide your thoughts. For inquiries and partnership, contact marketing 0808-110-5907, or you can send an email to marketing@blackdrum.tv.
Welcome back, of course. This is the sports segment of Hello Africa, brought to you by Black Drum TV. My name is Favor Aya, and of course, if you are just joining us, you can join in via the link in the description. I bring you sport update. This one says here in Paris, Lionel Messi to sign for French giants PSG. Of course, so we discussed earlier about the movement for Messi from his club, which he's been with for the last 21 years. And this time around, he decided to move on. And now he is signed up with PSG, and he landed in PSG in France yesterday. Wow, interesting. Landed in Paris yesterday. And of course, let's hope that this is a new phase and a new beginning for him. This other story says Tokyo 2020, how the climate crisis has taken center stage as one of the hottest Olympics on record. Wow. Okay, so the climate condition isn't really favorable as it's been so hot for every participant in the show this year. I mean, it's crazy because if I was there, I'd probably I don't know how to deal with heat. So Well, this is not being the very best condition for the athletes and all of those who are out there for the sport and 2020 Tokyo Olympics. Moving on, oh wow, interestingly, Italy's Marcel Jacobs sprints from unknown to, I like the highlight, unknown to bold successor. So this guy came from absolutely nowhere, and now he happens to be the successor of the fastest man in the world. We've always known Usain Bolt to hold this record for over a decade now, and all of a sudden someone who happens to be a sprinter from Italy, Marcel Jacobs, has taken this position, and he was able to finish up in 10 seconds. Well, Usain Bolt had 9.6, 9.7, but, you know, Marcel just came up, and he's done 10 seconds on the dot. It's an amazing good start, and let's hope he's able to hold on to this for another decade, just like Usain Bolt did. An amazing one. Next up on sport news, oh wow, I don't know how to go about this, but condom used to repair canoe at Tokyo Olympics. I don't want to know what exactly condoms were doing at Tokyo Olympics, and why of all the things they could use to repair canoes at Tokyo Olympics, they decided to use condoms. I don't know. Well, I don't want to go into details, but then, please, really, how? And this one says Manchester United ready to sell Martial for 50 million euro. I don't know how to talk about soccer, but sometimes I just feel like I want to be in football. Well, that's it for sports update. Next up, we're going to bring you an amazing topic which you would not want to miss. I'll just take you back to the show, and of course back to my amazing colleague Nita, who will join us. We're bringing you an amazing guest on the show. Stay with us. Don't forget to leave your comments in the description. It could be sports update, it could be about the stories we discussed earlier. Whatever it is, just make sure you join us on the show. We'll be right back for our topic. Stay with us.
Makes every party special. Blackdrum TV brings to you a show to educate homeowners and prospective buyers on the treacherous terrain of real estate. New deals and opportunities are highlighted on every show. For inquiries and partnership, contact marketing 0808-110-5907, or you can send an email to marketing@blackdrum.tv. For my life, I go chill. This show showcases interesting and cultural African parties from around the world. Come closer and experience the music, fashion, and the food that makes every party special. Showing weekly on Black Drum TV. For inquiries and partnership, contact marketing 0808 110. Get the scoop on the latest trend in the auto industry. Every show brings our viewers the opportunity to cash in on flash sales from car dealers. View thousands of cars with stunning visuals and detailed information in order to make that big decision about your next automobile. For inquiries and partnership, contact marketing 0808 110 5907, or you can send an email to marketing@blackdrum.tv. We live in a confusing world and audiences need guardians on burning issues. Men of God give biblical interpretations to life's quandaries in every discussion. Grab a seat and let the Bible guide your thoughts. For inquiries and partnership, contact marketing 0808 110 5907, or you can send an email to marketing@blackdrum.tv.
Well, welcome back to Hello Africa. I'm your girl Nita, and joining us to discuss a very interesting topic that has to do with parenting, raising a child as a parent. What are those roles? We cannot talk about that without bringing someone who is an amazing filmmaker, a family man who's been married for some time, okay? He'll be diving into his story of how it all started in the marriage business. And he's an interesting person. He hails from Kogi State, Nigeria. He's an author, and he's none other than Matthew Simple. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, sir. You're welcome to the
Thank
show.
you, thank you, thank you.
Okay, so you happen to be a filmmaker and a writer. You do so many things at the same time. And you still have a wonderful family. I mean, you've been married for 30 years or what? Yeah?
Whoa, 30?
Yes, I said I've been in the marriage business for 30 years.
Yes, please. Emphasize
Marriage
that.
is a business.
Oh, it's a business?
Yes, and it requires a whole lot of effort.
Okay.
Because now, the first stage is you start a relationship with the woman,
Okay.
vice versa. Then you build that relationship, then children come in, and then you need to also nurture the children and ensure that you keep the family going. So it's a whole lot of business. I think it's actually the primary business a man or a woman has come into the world for, because invariably when you work, anything you do is centered around taking care of the family. So it's a whole lot of business.
Okay,
Interesting.
So, well. For the show today, we'll be asking you a couple of questions because so many parents do not understand their roles. And in recent times, of course, with the Gen Z generation, children have really deviated from having their parents raise them. Lots of children want to be millionaires from a very tender age, and I do not understand if the parents are not playing their roles and all that. So we have so many questions. But first of all, let me start off with saying, now, being a parent, you chose to have children. I mean, it's the blessing of the marriage.
Okay.
Yes. So how many children did you intend to have? And is that the exact number of children you have?
I don't know. Actually, when I started out, I wasn't really having in mind that I would have a specific, number of children.
Okay.
But it happened to be just shortly after IBB, that is Maradona, Ibrahim Babangida came out with the idea that the maximum children every family must have should be 4.
Oh, wow.
So, of course, I thought, okay, 4.
Now we know. Okay.
But as it is now, okay, I didn't stop at 4. Yes, I have 9 children.
Whoa!
No, are you kidding?
I'm not kidding. I have 9 children. Some are adopted. I have adopted kids too. But I have 9 children that I cater for.
Wow, that's amazing. You see, you're just the perfect guest for the show today. Now, what has it been like raising 9 children? Because our society, I mean, you probably gave birth to these children. I mean, you said IBB's time all the way down. Now it's not been easy, but raising 9 children, what's the journey been like?
Well, I don't know. It's been a mixture of, good, bad, frustration, excitement, and all that.
Okay.
Initially, when you have the children, you are, excited, you are happy, Okay. I remember one of my children, when I was going to have him, he was in Abuja.
Okay.
And my wife went into labor. I didn't even know the time. I thought it was close to like 5 a.m. So I was living in Guarimpa. Excuse me, I was living in Guarimpa.
Okay.
And that was the time when there were no cell phones. Okay. So there was just this PNT or whatever, this call that call you see on the call centers. And so I had to leave the house, cross so many dangerous zones to get to that place. Okay. All in my mind, I thought it was very early in the morning. So when I got to the place, I finally put a call across to somebody I wanted to call for help. He said, "Oh, Matthew, why are you calling at this hour of the day?" I said, do you sleep late? Then he now gave me the idea that it was still like probably around 2, 3 a.m. He said, "Please go back when it is morning. Just find a way to take your wife to a hospital around that place, and then when it is morning, get back to me. And we'll see what we can do." You see, that was another aspect of it. You get another one came, and it was inducement before the child would come, and when the child comes, you are happy that at least the child did not come stillbirth, and of course you've had stillbirth too and all that. Okay. So when the children now come, nurturing them is another thing.
Okay.
Now, some of them, they gravitate towards the mother, some gravitate towards the father, and of course this Oedipus complex is always there. So in my own particular case, I discovered that my son, one of my children, one of the sons, just did not like me at all, so to say. I would carry this boy, and then he would be crying. I would have to tell him, "Look, I'm your father. Don't put me to trouble."
With him?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course, it was just a natural thing. He just loved his mother from birth until tomorrow. He's still like,
I think that's
so it's a bond. Sure, you understand?
That's me.
But the girl, she likes me like that is the one that followed the head. The girl, I have no problem with girls, So now you have to balance the whole thing. Now, how do you get your boy to understand that despite he's not, bonding with you as much as you want, you are not going to love him better than you love the other? One of the boys actually confronted me one time and said, "I know you love this one more than you love me." I said, no, it's not so. But of course, I'm a human being. Because of the way the girls relate to me, you have to kind of be soft on them. But then you have to balance it because, some of these mistakes, if you allow them to continue, they can affect the children later on in future.
Okay.
And that is where this functionality comes in.
All right. Let's talk about challenges. Okay. While raising your kids, what were some of the most challenging parts of it that you sometimes want to ask yourself, do I really want to stay married? I'm sure that has happened before. Would like to hear it.
I don't know. The matter of children has never really brought about the question, do I want to stay married? Okay. Because to the glory of God, my children have not really given me so much problem than it's normal. Okay. But you see, of course, the issues there is always that you have health issues. Yeah. Then you have the issue of, taking them through
school. Need to be in school.
Paying their school fees, demands, and all those things. You understand? But of course, everything has to go along a particular path that you have chosen. If you are the kind of person who do not have principles, you discover that some of these things will haunt you. For example, I never indulged my children when it comes to festivities. So when it is Christmas, I don't panic. When it is New Year, I don't panic. When it is Ileya, I don't panic because they don't even think about it. Because it's not a tradition in our family to spend at periods like that. But when there's money, of course, they know that daddy would spend for them.
If I was your son, I would be the problem. Because I cannot see children having what are you
wearing all the Christmas outfits?
It all depends on how you have brought them up. For example, I told my children, I said, "Look, you are supposed to be leaders." Okay. Understand? Okay. Now, if you copy those outside there, they will be leading you. Wouldn't you rather be leading them? And good enough, I don't know, to the best of my knowledge, they still haven't changed from that. They still understand.
I just feel I feel like it's a very cunning way to just make them not enjoy. Because Christmas, you can't take away Christmas.
It's a foundation you have to make. Okay, now the rationale behind that, there are two things that informed that.
Okay.
Now, my religious persuasion, you understand?
All right.
Then again, I have to, have foresight.
Okay.
Now, things are rosy now. How about if at a particular time in future, I don't have money.
Okay.
And then it's become an ingrained thing, and it's a habit. And of course, if I can't, that's why crime,
it's on the high
it's on the high side because people trying to measure up, to catch up with the Joneses,
Wow.
I tried to avoid that problem.
Okay, interesting point of view.
Okay, you are a filmmaker. Tell us about filmmaking. How did how did it all started, and what were some of the stories that you've written so far, and how will you describe the acceptance?
Well, for me, the journey into filmmaking started in the 80s. That was early 80s.
That was a long time.
Late 70s to early 80s. When I was in secondary school, I actually wanted to be an accountant, but then, because I was always excelling in English and literature, so my principal then advised me to go for a career in, literary arts and all that. So after I left secondary school, I just discovered that there was something called filmmaking. And of course, I was passionate about, television shows, and I was always watching TV and all that. So invariably, I decided to pursue a career in film production. I went to film school, and then, of course, I began to practice in 1986. Wow. And initially, it wasn't the way it is now. You don't get films a dime a dozen. Yeah. So we were doing movies that were taken to National Theatre, and it was kind of a mixture of this Juma and Liu kind of thing.
Oh, wow.
But when that phase passed, video came, and of course, basically, I have had to deal with family-oriented, stories. I'm very passionate about family because I believe that once we get the family right, we get everything right.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Most of my stories, like the one I did last, which is still not out yet, it centers about family, but of course it's abuse in the family. So don't let me go into that.
I think we will go into that. For you to write a story about abuse, there must be something that triggered that.
Yes.
Is it because you've been seeing the rate of domestic violence and you had to write that? Or was there somebody very close to you that was affected by domestic violence?
I think both will be the answer. One has been close to that. One has seen people go through that. And of course, in a lot of marriages, there's no way there won't be all these kind of things, Sorry.
So what do you advise? Should she leave or should he leave when he's been abused?
It depends on the level of abuse. And it depends on the parties. For example, if the woman is abusive, women, we are supposed to take it.
Oh,
that's the conventional wisdom. Yeah, you are a man, now accept it.
Be a man.
But it gets to a point that, when the words that come out begin to degrade the man and prevent the man from, making progress, you want to look at it, will this pay me on the long run? After all, I'm in the world to succeed. So if with the words this woman is saying, we're talking about verbal abuse now. So if the words the woman continues to speak to me will pull me down and not allow me to make progress, why don't I just get out of it? And if it is the woman and then it is violent, I think it is better to go.
I like that.
Okay,
because if you die, you can't work out anything
Absolutely.
again.
So quick one, I want to go to, we're talking about children and raising them. Now, recently there has been like a segregation about children in this generation, and a decade ago there was a generation, so it's like an XYZ generation, so some 3D rich quick, and lots of them are venturing into very unstable and unhealthy things, crime, fraudulence, and all of you, prostitution and all of that. And sometimes it bothers us to wonder, playing their roles, or do you think these children are just under peer pressure that is not properly managed by the parents? Because we don't know where to cast the blame anymore. The government is out to get this. I mean, I've seen children of 16, 15, I've even seen 13 having very massive digital devices, and they use it to go on to carry out these devices. And it makes me wonder, these children do not have parents who see all these things. So what's your take on it?
Now, actually, I think there is no straight answer for that.
Okay.
Now, there is something I call spirit.
Okay.
Now, I'm not talking about ghosts. Like you can say a force that influences every generation.
Yes.
Now, my own generation, there was a particular way we related with people. There was a particular way, outlook we had. Okay. The generation that came, they had another outlook and all that. But this particular generation, now you can understand that there are so many things that influence them.
Yes.
For example, what I was what I was exposed to back then.
Yes.
They are not the same thing my children are exposed to. And of course, there are so many things they're exposed to now that I had no idea of them. So now, that one is a factor. Okay. But where parenting comes in is this. And that is, you know, my own philosophy. Okay. At least I should lay the ground plan for my children. I should tell them this is the way to go, this is the way not to go. Oh. Okay. A lot of times, even in my own experience, I discovered that your children don't even want to tow your path. Mm-hmm. One of my children told me one time. School. Yes, one of my children told me, he said, Daddy, I've looked around. Of all the interactions I've had, I've hardly seen anybody like you. So I'm not going to be like you.
I must agree with that one.
Yes.
I agree
with that. I just didn't want to condemn him for that. Okay. But I just committed him into the hands of God. I said, Lord, you know, all I've been doing is trying to please you. So you know how to handle this person. You know how to bring him close to you. The other ones, you just can't even sit them down to talk. You know. Yes. Okay, just yesterday or the day before yesterday, I gave one of them my program to watch. Okay. Creative Hub. Watch, please. Yes. I need your input. Yes. In fact, it was like he was not going to even watch it at all. He was watching other things on TV. Okay. No, he told me he was going to watch. Okay. So I felt like, should I tell the mommy to tell him? But in another vein, I said, let me just want to suggest this. So you see, a lot of times you need to also understand that they are independent-minded. Okay. They are not like the old generation that, you know, kind of kowtowed to, I don't know another word to use, kowtowed to their elders. Sure, you understand? Okay. These days, they don't even want to listen to you because they are seeing things you don't see. Outside, and they believe that there is another way to survive. Okay. But then parenting still comes in. You suffered. You don't want your children to suffer because you didn't have the best in life. You want your children to have the best in life. And of course, this means children anymore. They leave the parenting to you know, housekeepers. And of course, some of these people are diabolic too. So they bring in some different spirits into
They raise them family. With their own way, the way they were raised.
Of course, and you know, influences. Once a child is influenced, I think they say a child's influence till the age, by the time the child grows up, forgets. And that is what we're having in the society.
I must commend you for having a wonderful relationship with your children because you can tell what this person is up to and how you can still bend them. Yes. But we have that corrected her. She scolded her because she went partying with friends and she didn't come back home. So when she got back home, the mom just said, I'm going to deal with you, and scolded her. And the girl went to take poison and died. So in that, you know, it was really a sad one.
Well.
Do you want me to respond to that?
Yes,
okay.
Now,
sorry.
The thing is this. We need to dig into the background to know what happened.
Okay.
Somebody is not used to. When it happens, it kind of...
It's strange to them.
But that the person would have to now commit suicide. If it was in another society, I don't know if it happened. Maybe
she was a troubled child.
Yes, you know, there are some children they call beyond parental control in the ministry. Okay. So coming, with, of course, maybe
she can join us through any platform.
So, you know, we understand that some children are just beyond parental control. Sometimes maybe from childhood, you know, Yorubas call them ekpata, shamu. So
okay. Do you understand that?
Let me to understand all this and lay the foundation. Once the foundation...
Our topic is raising children, the parental factor written down here. And would like to read a few of them, just about 5 of them to you. And we hope that you're able to learn from them as our analyst and our very own guest would be able to also give you some tips. So, sir, we're just going to read through a couple of them.
Worthy. And number 1 says, be positive. What do you say about that? Being positive as a parent.
I think that kind of overshadows everything that may come on. I don't know what points you are bringing again. Yes. But I think positivity is the key. If it appears they are not following that foundation, they are not building on that foundation, I just turn them over to God, believing that ultimately they will come out positive, lead any foundation before. So my children, I can't remember using any negative word like him saying that you are a bad person. I'm a principled person. But why am I doing that to you? I want you. Why don't I beat you? I don't want you to fear me, to do what you have to do because you fear me. Yes. So that when I'm not there, your daddy is not there, you do whatever you want to do. But I want everything you do to come from your heart.
Okay. The next one says, be sensitive to your child's needs. being sensitive to your child. I think he has actually explained of the kids and all that. So please try, no matter how busy your schedule is, there should be a me time with your kids. Basically, communicate effectively, and I commended you for that. So we're going to move on. Be affectionate to all. You mentioned one likes the mom, but you just lay, eating, and sleep. Interesting.
I think you didn't talk about that. I would like to hear you say something about
that.
That
is very important.
What you do,
but unfortunately,
at your free time with your kids.
It hardly works because you know some of the children are so bottled up inside that they want to have their own ways. You know, but a lot of times, if you discover that they are feeling too pressured and it can lead to that kind of suicide thing, you just let go, but let them know your stand. This is my stand in all of this.
Okay.
So you understand, one of my children came in yesterday. He had just gone to work. Returned from work. He schools and then he learns, some trade. So when he came into the bedroom, met I and the mother. We were eating bread. So I knew he wanted to eat that bread. Then he asked for it. The mother didn't want to give it.
You should be giving.
Thinking that I would eat the rest. I'm okay. Let him take it and go. If you didn't give him that bread, he will not go. So you understand? So, meanwhile, what he should do would have been to just, the moment you come and greet daddy and mommy, go into your room, change up properly, and probably do something. You understand? But if we didn't attend to him that time, he will not do what he had to do. So the moment we say, take the bread and butter and go, he left. So you have to be liberal. Of course, also be firm.
It's not so difficult to.
Yes, it's difficult to be too hard on these children.
It's difficult, really. Okay, make family outings a part of your routine.
Okay.
Do you go out every weekend, or you have a particular
that's
weekend?
Where I want to hear because this house is now looking like it's conflicting.
You go to the park,
I didn't say I didn't take them out. Or I didn't buy things.
Occasionally.
I didn't make it to be like, every Christmas.
The
way they do
it. Sometimes you could just decide, I feel like
Saturday,
it today. Let's go out.
Let's eat out.
When the times were better than this, it was happening. But now, you see, so much pressure. You have to go to work. The children, for example, the one that goes to school, after he goes to school, he still comes back, he learns trade and all that. Weekends, things to do in the house. But occasionally, opportunity comes, you take them out. I've been talking to my wife. Once there's a car now, we have to just go away from, where we are, take a break. Because it's important. There will be time when you have fun and all that. There's nothing wrong in that, but affordability is another thing. So that's where the foundation you lay for your children also comes in. If you have given them the impression that it has to be an every weekend thing.
The day you don't have it, they don't want to understand.
Sorry, let me put this one in. There was a friend of mine, he had money. And of course, anytime he drove his children and family out, he would just stop by, go to an ATM, collect money. So at the time, there was no money again. So he told me that he was going out one day, and then one of the children, I think his last one
by the next ATM.
Daddy, see an ATM, we are going to get money. There's no money there. People are collecting money, now go and collect money. He didn't know that it was the money the daddy put there that he was going to take. So, things like that, you have to avoid them.
Yes. I agree with you.
Thank you so much. Let's talk about your book, because you mentioned you've authored a particular book. What's it called?
That one is not related to family matters.
It doesn't matter.
It has to do with the industry. You understand? Now, I got into the industry in 1986, at least the production aspect. And of course, by the grace of God, I was part of a move that led to what is now called Nollywood. Without what I and a couple of people did, there probably wouldn't have been Nollywood. Because before then, it was an exclusive club of the likes of Baba Salah Ogunde. They had money. If you didn't have much money, that time you couldn't do any movie. So I had just come out of film school, and then I teamed up with this company, Mesh Films, and then they had done some movies on Super 8 celluloid. But by the time I came in, they were graduating to 16mm. And of course, they didn't have money. So because they were ingenious people, and of course, I also brought my own ideas to the table. We now shot on what was known as reversal films. Reversal films was the precursor of video. Before video came, television stations were using the reversal film stocks to shoot newsreels. So you could, it was like Polaroid. I don't know if you know Polaroid. You could shoot it now, quickly take it to the lab, process it, and then it will come out positive, and then you will project it. And so we did a couple of films, and we took these films around, and they were quite accepted by the people, and everybody said, so this thing can be done. So a lot of people, Jide Kosoko, even Babasala, and others, they showed interest. Some of them did, some didn't do. But because that one also turned out to be not quite affordable to a lot of people, somebody like Arumire now came and, you know, did something on video and everybody caught on it. Because now, the cinch is this. A lot of people who write the history of the film industry leave that out. They just pretend it never happened. But thank God for somebody like Sigh already. When he started his career, he was hanging out with I and my colleagues, and he knew a whole lot of these things. So he was the one that engineered and was, since you are still alive,
let's push it.
Let's
push
make
it.
this,
So he encouraged me. I wrote the book. It's titled From Reversal Filmmaking to God's Bedroom and Back. Quite lengthy, but that's the only way I can introduce it. So it's a bridge in the history of the film industry in Nigeria.
We really appreciate you for being part of today's show.
Thank you so much.
What's your last word to the youth of Nigeria?
Well, it's something I've always told them, and I will say it here. It's their future. It's your future.
Yeah.
Me, if God gives me the grace, maybe I'll live for 25 more years or 30 years. That would be grace.
Amen.
Over 100, right?
No. I'll just be 80. If I live to be 25,
yes, sir.
I'll be around 80.
You're running away from God's promise.
No,
Over 100.
there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee that you'll be 100. The psalmist says we have just 70. Any year after that is overtime. So if I live that long, that's a bonus. But you have a whole long period of time to live. So why don't you try and build it? Some of the youth believe that since the previous generation have destroyed it, let's destroy it more. When you destroy it, it's your future.
Okay.
But if you learn to build, if you try to have what is known as, you think back. There's a word for it, I've forgotten now. Now, if you do that, if you think back and try to recreate everything. I mean, America wasn't always like this.
Yes.
England wasn't always like this.
Okay.
There was a time they said in England that it seems Christ and his saints were asleep. France has not always been like this. Japan, all these countries. But a generation came that actually, brought a change. So, your generation, do something, change it.
Okay.
Maybe the own generation can benefit a little before.
All right. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you for swinging by and for educating us. Now we know how best to raise our kids, okay? The right way, the right way they're going to make us proud. And when we return, it will be another time for Word Facts. This is Hello Africa. Stick around.
We live in a confusing world and audiences need guardians on burning issues. Men of God give biblical interpretations to life's quandaries in every discussion. Grab a seat and let the Bible guide your thoughts. For inquiries and partnership, contact marketing 0808-110-5907 or you can send an email to marketing@blackdrum.tv. The scoop on the latest trend in the auto industry. Every show brings our viewers the opportunity to cash in on flash sales from car dealers. View thousands of cars with stunning visuals and detailed information in order to make that big decision about your next automobile. For inquiries and partnership, contact marketing 0808-110-5907 or you can send an email to marketing@blackdrum.tv.
Welcome back. Of course, it's been an amazing show today on Hello Africa, brought to you by Black Drum TV. My name is Favor. I've had an amazing time today, together with the very own beautiful Nita on the show. Nita, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I feel so informed. I mean, it's not easy raising kids, but now you have all the tips and you know what to do.
Of course,
which is interesting.
So next up, we'll bring you the word facts, which happens to be the most interesting part of the show.
You always say that.
I like word facts because it's very educating, open. Did you know that? I mean, like, try it. Like, you could be sleeping and one eye is open. But, of course, I read through it and they said, just because they want to see their praise when they approach them. So, I mean, you can imagine I'm sleeping and I'm still conscious. Does that even happen?
It happens.
But then, you know, there's a thing with, do you sleep with one eye open?
No. In your, you know, in your consciousness, you know that, hey, when somebody walks into the room, even while you're sleeping, there's this thing, I don't know, there's this vibe. You must know there's something. There is. Because there are certain people that sleep and nobody gets to know that, you know, somebody walked in. You can even carry them to the next room and they will still be sleeping.
I mean,
you're that person.
You could take me through
I'm too sensitive. In fact, I'll look at you. Okay, it's you. Then I'll close my eyes back.
Okay,
anyway.
but then there's this thing I also found out about dolphins. They are like one of the most intelligent. I mean,
yes,
their mental
very
capacity
sensitive.
Is very high.
Very.
They are very. I've seen a dolphin try to shake somebody.
Really? I've seen people playing with them though, but me, I won't even dare.
I will.
I won't dare. It's not cousins. Yeah, usually we'll say they're cousins. Oh, it's my cousin. So you guys are siblings, okay?
No, don't say they are siblings. So as far as we are Nigerians, we are blacks. We know our cousins. Do you know even when we don't have cousins, it's my cousin. You don't even
when it's your friend, just because you guys are very close and you want to introduce the person, you say, meet my cousin.
It's a very practical thing. We blacks, we do it a lot. I can just be from Bayelsa and someone is from Bayelsa and we're in the States and I'm like,
my sister.
Hey, that's my brother. Yeah, they will even go as far as asking you, like from blood. Yeah, blood.
When I want to communicate with the Hausa guys, I mean, I would just say, Danwana means my brother. Even though I don't know where he's from, as long as you know.
It's not your brother. Thank you.
Okay, it's my cousin.
It's your cousin.
All right.
Moving on, this one says, okay, I like this one very well.
Really?
It's one a giant tortoise thought to be extinct for 100 years was recently discovered in Galapagos. Whew. So a tortoise disappeared for 100 whole years. And they found it.
Yeah.
So somebody must have lived and died and then they still found this thing. And they still, and the tortoise is still alive.
It's still very much alive.
To have that lifespan.
But Sasimba said he just wants 80.
Am I Sasimba? Please, I want to leave.
I didn't say anything other than that. Okay, guys. And this one says a moon ball, like you have a rainbow, okay, is a rainbow that happens at night. I think I'll just be observant this time around to just. I would really love to because the picture looks really colorful,
really amazing.
And if you take pictures around this, it's going to be really awesome.
You won't even know. I don't think there's going to ever be a time you'll be awake to take to have a picture like this.
There should be some kind of alarm. Oh, it's about to have, you know, we're about to have a moon ball or something because I really would like to see it. Okay, and this one says. Bumblebees can fly higher than Mount Everest. And I'm like, whoa.
Interestingly, I read that. So, about this one, because bumblebees are, you know, I used to think eagles are the only things that fly so high. Do you understand?
They soar, actually.
Yeah. So, but some very peculiar people who climbed up Mount Everest said they saw this thing over Mount Everest. I don't know how.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe there was some kind of bee, what's it called? Is it the honeypot somewhere around so it would be so easy for them to just climb.
If I
know.
climb Mount Everest, I'm only looking at myself. I can't look down. I can't look up. I won't see anything. But this guy said they saw bees up there. And
it's really scary though.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, to hear that they could fly that high. Okay, so I'm sure you must have learned from all these things. Is there? We still have one more, right?
Yeah, which is crying makes you feel happier, and I'm like, if it's a cry maybe for joy, I'm happy and crying because something just happened. Yes, but if I'm crying, just imagine it's a heartbreak or you just lose something.
No, hold on.
What does that mean? Okay.
Nita, hold on.
Okay.
You don't know. You say you don't know it. Don't be saying, let me tell you, let me educate you.
Okay.
So this happens to be a health thing. There are hormonal.
It does not make me happier. Period.
Are you sure when you cry? You don't know. That's the thing. So
it doesn't.
It's not. This isn't exactly saying you just become so happy and you start jumping. They just
if you say it will relieve me, I'll say yes.
That's the point.
But if you say making me happy,
that's exactly what. Okay,
I'm not accepting that.
When you're sad and you cry, eventually when you're done crying, you're relieved of the sadness. It's being relieved. Is it that you are? Please, what's the opposite of sadness? Oh yeah, say it.
No comments.
What's the opposite of sadness?
I'll pass.
Happiness. So when you're not sad,
I will pass on
you're
that.
happy. So once you're able to cry, I mean, please, if you're sad somewhere out there, just start crying. I bet you once you're done
Please
crying,
don't cry, okay?
Please cry.
Life is beautiful.
Please cry.
You'll be fine. We're fighting today. And on that note, we say thank you so much for being part of the show.
Yeah.
We had an incredible time. Thanks to Simpa for coming around and educating us. We appreciate a great deal, and we look forward to bringing you the Friday show.
Of course.
Maybe Bisi will be here to do justice to it too.
We don't know, but I mean, we miss him already.
We miss you, Bisi.
Okay, guys, we had a wonderful time. Don't forget to always join us and leave your comments on your thoughts on our top stories. Everything we discussed, we'll just check it out and we'll have to talk about it. Thank you for joining us. My name is Favor Aya. I like to be called Favor. Have a wonderful day.
And my name is Nita, aka African Opera. Remember to keep your dreams alive and don't let it die. I love you. See you soon.